a long, long. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, wipe things down, clean up your space. When you cough and sneeze, do responsibly. If you feel you're getting ill, isolate at home and chill. No, you're not alone. Please pick up your phone and call 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Health 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Community Radio Station will provide you with more information. Say Rainier Avenue Radio. Your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violetta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Welcome to the Fitness Corner. I'm your host, Mark Bryant, and you're going to get a whole total body workout on my show, starting off with a warm-up, aerobics, strength training, cool down, and stretching every Friday from 11:30 to 12 right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Atlantic Street Center has been serving the children, youth, and families of the Seattle-King County area since 1910. We partner with families and communities to raise healthy, successful children and youth through services including counseling, early learning, youth development, domestic violence, and education support for school-aged children. Committed to serving the African-American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hey, it's Friday, and welcome to Seniors Matter. I'm Brenda Charles Edwards, the host of Seniors Matter. We are live every Friday at 12:30 Pacific Time, is PM, on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your community South Seattle radio station. You can also listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch TV, and KQXX, and of course on the Rainier Avenue Radio app. We feature interviews with people that provide services or have valuable information for seniors, their families, and of course, the community. Do you need financial documents notarized? Are you a person that needs documents read to you for clarity or completion? Call me at Black Orchid Notary, 206-683-2636. Tell me where, I'll meet you there. Well, my guest today is J.R. Gillespie. JR has been on before, and he has always brought wonderful information. And since this is Medicare enrollment time, I asked him if he could pop on by. He's a broker for All-Star Financial Insurance, and he has served the Puget Sound area since 1993. JR, come on board.
Hey, how you doing today? How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I am well. So good to see you.
Well, it's good to be here, JR. It's warmed up, and I appreciate that immensely because it was kind of cold out here earlier this week. But I'm glad to see that there's daylight, sunshine, and a little warmth.
Well, thank you for having me. I guess, I don't know, I just lost a light. So let me change.
I can still see you, but you're not quite as bright as you were.
Yeah, I'll see what happens if I I
Oh,
still have that same problem, but I guess that's still a little bit better than what it was. So
yes, it is, sir.
my apologies.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all.
Okay.
We see you. That's the main thing, and we hear you. So
Oh, okay.
it's all good.
Well, I guess this is the radio, so never mind.
You quit it. We are live, and you are on live on Facebook, YouTube. So don't be talking like that.
I've been told I had a face for radio.
Yes.
Never
Well,
mind.
you have a face for live too, TV. Okay, JR, what is the Medicare annual election period all about? I mean, we hear this all the time, and I think it's a couple times a year.
Well, every year, Medicare, you have an open enrollment period, which means that if you are not enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan, then you can enroll into a Medicare Advantage plan. You can't be declined. The same thing is also true with prescription drug plans. Like many companies every year, because plans change a little bit, doctors change, co-pays change, premiums change, then you're given an opportunity to, stay with the plan you currently have or switch to a different plan. And this is the time of year to do that. It goes from October 15th until December the 7th. So right now we're kind of right in the middle of that window for you to make changes to your insurance.
All right. So now I know we have A, B, C, D, and I don't know what other letters, but is Medicare A and B enough?
I would say that it's not enough. Medicare, of course, comes in two parts. It comes in Medicare Part A, which covers hospitalization. And then you have Medicare Part B, which covers outpatient things. Now, of course, most people don't pay at all for Medicare Part A. If you've worked 40 calendar quarters or 10 years over the course of your life, you don't pay for Part A. And most people have a monthly premium. And if your income is less than $97,000 for an individual, $194,000 for a couple, you pay $165 monthly for your Medicare Part A. Part B. Now, Medicare doesn't cover prescription medications. They have some deductibles. They have some, they don't have an out-of-pocket limit, so there's no cap on how much you could spend. They don't cover dental and vision. They don't cover custodial nursing care. They don't cover an annual physical. So because of the things that Medicare doesn't cover, most people will get some supplemental coverage. They'll do something to fill the gaps that are left by Medicare.
I'd say there's some big gaps, and that's pretty important to try to get that taken care of. So then what is annual notice of changes?
Well, like I said, every year, every company, every year, all of the companies have plan changes. They raise co-pays, they lower co-pays, they add benefits, they get rid of benefits. So you should have received an annual notice of changes from your insurance company that says, these are the things that are going to be different about your medical insurance. And I encourage all of my clients to review their annual notice of changes, because otherwise they'll be surprised. They'll find out something that had been on their plan is no longer there. And then they're calling me. And after open enrollment, there's less that you can do to remedy the problem.
I understand. In fact, I just went to the mailbox this morning and saw all these things about Medicare and from different organizations. And I'm like, oh, geez. Okay, I know I have to do something serious here, and I know that I do want to make a couple changes, but my goodness, it's just like everybody is just flowing with their information at us. That's why I contacted you, because help, brother, help. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, you're listening live to Seniors Matter with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards. We're on www.RainierAvenueRadio.world. your South Seattle community radio station. Do you know the best legacy we can leave ourselves and our loved ones? Join me on Zoom for a group or individual session on legacy end-of-life planning. Now, back to my wonderful broker, Mr. J.R. Gillespie. Gillespie. I've only known him for a few years, so pardon me. He's a wonderful broker with All-Star Financial Insurance. And JR, what are the downsides of Medicare A? Or are there any downsides?
Well, like I said, Medicare has some gaps in coverage. And because Medicare has some gaps in coverage, most people will try to fill those gaps with, either a Medicare supplement and a prescription drug plan, or they'll try to fill it with what's called a Medicare Advantage plan. Some people refer to them as Medicare Part C. Now, if you have a supplement, then, people like them because they have very little out-of-pocket exposure after they pay their monthly premiums. So, and a lot of people, if you became Medicare eligible before 2020, you could do one that was called Plan F. And with Plan F, if you went to the hospital, you could have triple bypass surgery and you would come home and you would owe nothing. Everything would be paid for at 100%.
But how much was that going to cost you?
Right now, most people are paying in excess of $250 a month for their Plan F, and they have to get a standalone prescription drug plan. And that probably will run them another $30, $50, $70 a month, depending on the plan they choose. So if you have a Medicare supplement, you're paying in the neighborhood of $300 a month or $4,000 per year. And you pay that whether you go to the doctor or not.
Is it tax deductible?
No, it is not. No, it is not. And then, of course, since Medicare doesn't pay for dental, and it doesn't pay for vision, and it doesn't pay for alternative medicine like chiropractor, acupuncture, or naturopath, or massage. So even though it pays 100% of what Medicare doesn't pay, it still pays 0% for things that Medicare doesn't pay for at all.
So, JR, question on the vision. So Medicare A does not pay for vision, but if you are diagnosed with glaucoma or blindness, are they going to pay for your treatment then?
It pays for glaucoma, it pays for cataract surgery, but what it doesn't pay for is your eye exam and for you to get a new pair of glasses and for frames and things like that. Right. So, like I said, if you needed cataract surgery, your Medicare A and B would pay for that up to the plan limits, including your deductibles and all of that. And if you had a supplement, the supplement would pay the portion that Medicare doesn't pay for, but it won't pay for the new glasses that you need after you have the therapy.
Right. Got it. So what's HMO versus PPO? My goodness.
I would say the biggest difference is referrals. And if you're the type of person that hates referrals, you want a PPO. If you have an HMO, and let's say you had a rash on your hand, and you say, oh, I want to go see a dermatologist. Well, if you have an HMO, you have to first go see your primary doctor, and he looks at it and go, yeah, that's a rash. And then he writes you a referral so you can go see a dermatologist.
So now, he won't give you a prescription for some type of medication to put on that rash before giving you a referral. And then when you still have the rash, you got to go back to him. Then he gives you a referral.
That might be the case. I will tell you that part of his job is to do what they can so that you don't go to see the specialist, because your primary care physician might be able to take care of the situation. And let's say he's at the $200 level. But if you need to go see your specialist, the specialist is at the $500 level. So quite naturally, they'd prefer you have your problem solved at the $200 level and not have it solved at the $500 level.
Right.
But if
Mhm.
you don't want to go through all of that, you just want to go straight to the specialist. If you had a PPO, you can just go straight to the specialist. You don't have to first go through your primary care doctor. So if you're the type of person who hates referrals, then you want a PPO. The other thing about PPOs is that you can go out of network. So and when I get phone calls from people and they say that you know, their care wasn't covered, or they have a problem, they got a bill they didn't expect, 90% of the time it's because they didn't get the necessary pre-authorization or the necessary referrals. So if they had a PPO, they wouldn't have to get them.
Bypass that. Okay. Even though the PPO is going to cost a little bit more, but in the long run, you get more for your money, right?
Well, the PPO gives you a little bit more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people freedom isn't free. So
no kidding? Oh,
yes.
okay.
So and usually you don't pay more for it, but your co-pays might be a little bit more. But what's more important, your out-of-pocket maximum might be a little bit more.
Okay. So now I've had people say to me, what's the difference or against Medicare and Medicaid? What are those?
Well, Medicare is medical insurance for people 65 and above, and some people who receive Social Security disability insurance for longer than 2 years. But it's just insurance. Medicaid is financial assistance for people with low income. So like if your income is less than, let's say, $1,500 a year, a month, you're somebody who receives only Social Security, then you can get a lot of additional benefits with Medicaid because, like I said, it is financial assistance, and we live in a benevolent country, and we like to help people who have less ability to help themselves. So they have these special Medicare Advantage plans. They're called special needs plans. And I get a lot of phone calls from people asking, I heard you can get your utility bills paid for, you can buy healthy foods, and can I get that plan? And I'm like, well, if you qualify for Medicaid, you can. And if you do, like I said, you get a lot of additional benefits, things that you otherwise wouldn't get,
Is that where the donut hole falls in?
Now, the donut hole is a little bit different. That's just more of a Medicare thing. Now, the donut hole basically says that for the first $5,000 of drugs that you consume, that you'll just pay your copay. So if it had a $40 copay or whatever it is, that's what you would pay for that medication. But after you've spent $5,000, and this is not what you've paid, this is based on the actual price of the medication. So if you're taking like an Ozempic that costs, $1,000 a month, or Jardiance or Genovia, one of those drugs, once you've spent $5,000, then you enter this coverage gap or the donut hole. And instead of paying your copay, you'll pay 25% of the cost of the medication. And then you'll do that until the medication costs $8,000, and then you'll pay very little or next to nothing. So what happens is you're cruising along and you're going to the pharmacy and you're used to giving them, your whatever you normally give them, $40 for your prescription. And then all of a sudden they say, oh, I need $250. And you're going, what happened? They're like, what happened? I'm used to giving you 40. And they're like, well, you're in the donut hole. And then, of course, if your drugs ever equal $8,000, then you go to the drugstore and you're ready to give them 200, and they said, "No, you only got to give me $5."
How long does it take to get from there to the next where you just said where it's only $5?
$3,000. The difference, it depends on the medication and how much the medication actually costs. If you ever look at your explanation of benefits, it'll tell you you paid a $40 copay. The insurance company paid, $1,500 for the medication that you're taking.
So who decides on the cost of the medication?
The drug companies, and of course, this new what was it, the Inflation Reduction Act. So, there have been some negotiation between Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services and the drug companies to try to control the cost of medications. And that's a good thing because, the $35 copays for insulin and those type of things have helped people out quite a bit.
Well, I know AARP has fought for medication reductions and have been successful in some areas. So hats off to them too.
Yes.
So I've heard if you have a supplement and you switch to Medicare Advantage, you can't go back. Is that true?
Well, no, it is not true. They give you, if you have a supplement and you switch to Medicare Advantage, then they give you 12 months or 1 year to kind of try it on for size. And then if you don't like it, you can go back to your supplement and you don't have to worry about being declined.
Oh,
now, the biggest reason, and one of the things I like to tell people is that there are no bad Medicare plans. They're all very good Medicare plans. Some of it just depends on, do you want to pay in up front? Will you pay whether you see the doctor or not? Or would you rather pay kind of as you go? And granted, even if you pay as you go, there's a cap, that thing called an out-of-pocket maximum. So there is a cap or a ceiling on how much you can spend in a calendar year. Now, the biggest reason why you might want to do a Medicare Advantage plan is all of the extra benefits that they provide you with. Like I said, they provide you with benefits for alternative medicine. So if you like acupuncture or chiropractic or naturopathic doctors or massage, then you can do that with a Medicare Advantage plan. A lot of people like them because they include dental and vision, and you'll have dental and vision insurance where if you have a supplement, you got to pay an extra $50, $75 a month to have dental and vision.
So wait a minute, JR. So did you just say that with the Medicare Advantage, you can get some coverage for acupuncture, massage, and all those things that we don't normally get?
Yes, those benefits are included.
Okay, I better look at this again. Okay.
And, and then if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, pretty much all of them come with, a health club membership. You get this thing called Silver Sneakers.
I was just going to ask you about that. Okay, Go ahead.
And it'll let you go to a health, because they want you to be healthy.
Right.
They know that if you're healthy. And then there's one company that this year, and I'm really encouraging people to do it, because they're actually reimbursing you money if you do like health related activities. So if you're a skier, they'll reimburse your ski lift tickets. If you're a golfer, they'll reimburse your green fees. They'll reimburse you. You buy some new tennis shoes, they'll reimburse you. They have different limits, and they have different plans, but they'll reimburse up to $1,200 a year.
Wow.
If for athletic type, activities. If you take yoga classes, they'll reimburse you for your yoga classes. There's a long list of things that they'll reimburse you. And like I said, that they have different plans, but they will reimburse you quite a bit of money because they want you to be healthy.
Right. So you spoke of Silver Sneakers. I didn't know they were still around because I had gone to the Y and looking for, they had it for a while, but then they discontinued it. Do you know where there's another one close by?
Well, you just go to the silversneakers.com website and you put
Ah,
in your zip code, and then they would tell you what facilities you can go to. So it might not be a YMCA. You might have to go to LA Fitness, or you might have to go to 24-hour Fitness, or you might have to go to Planet Fitness, and all these different, health clubs that you can
yes.
go to. So you can go sit in
Okay.
the sauna and sit in jacuzzi and
So do
pick
you have
up
to pay
heavy
for the
weights and put them
membership
back
though?
down. Hmm?
You have to pay for the membership though, JR?
No, your membership is paid for. That's what Silver
Ooh,
Sneakers does.
okay.
And
All
then
right.
what a lot of people don't know is that, let's say you don't like going to the health club, Silver Sneakers will send you one of those home exercise kits with rubber bands and all that stuff and video, so
Oh,
you can do your workout at home. Because, like I
all
said, they
right.
want you to, the statistics say that people who are physically active stay healthier and live longer. So isn't that what
Right.
everybody wants to do?
Absolutely. So does Medicare pay for long-term care?
Medicare pays for 100 days of skilled nursing care. Now, the thing with skilled nursing care is that you have to have first a 3-day stay in the hospital, but
Mm,
more importantly, you have to be improving. So when you stop improving, it's no longer skilled nursing care and it becomes what's called custodial nursing care. Now, custodial nursing care is not covered by Medicare. Actually, it's not covered by anything other than long-term care insurance. So if you don't have that, then people are paying $5, $10, $15,000 a month for custodial nursing care. And that's why you need long-term care insurance. I also offer this home care insurance plan, which is a really good value, because if you needed a home health aide, and you went to a Visiting Angels or one of the other companies that offers that, you're
mhm.
paying $50, $75 an hour if you need somebody 3 days a week for 4 hours a day. You're paying, $4,000 or $5,000 a month. It can get very expensive very
Right.
quickly. And that home care plan that I offer is a way to save a lot of money.
I agree. And we have that plan. Thank you, JR.
You're very, very welcome.
Well, is there anything else that my audience need to know while they're trying to make their decision on what to do with their Medicare enrollment?
I always say, please give me a call. I'm happy to kind of go over your particular situation. I tell everybody all of these plans in terms of the medical benefits, the plans are all very, very similar, and like I said, they, most people have a $0 copay when they go see their primary doctor because they don't want you to have any resistance about going to see your doctor. All things being equal, insurance companies rather you get treated at a lesser cost level than at a higher cost level. And if you didn't want to go see the doctor because you were afraid of having to pay the bill, and then you wait until your medical situation gets worse, and now you're in the emergency room, and the insurance company is going, we could have took care of that at the $100 level. Why are we taking care of it at the $10,000 level? And it's really, that's kind of how they do it. So these plans all, what I say compete is on these extra benefits, the dental, the vision. Like I said, I'm really liking that health reimbursement where I can get money back
Yes.
when I go get new tennis shoes. And, I like massage. There's a company that gives you a massage benefit, 12 visits per calendar year with a $20 copay. And if you're
Ooh,
a massage person, you're probably paying significantly more than $20 for your massage, if that was
absolutely.
something that you were getting.
Hey,
So,
JR,
yeah.
we're running out of time, but please give my audience your digits.
Well, please go to my website, which is allstarfinancialinsurance.com. you can give me a call, 206-227-6677 or 425-814-6378, or email me, jr@allstarfinancialinsurance.com. And then I'm also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and I guess it's not Twitter anymore, it's X. But
That letter.
yes.
Well, JR, thank you, and I thank you to my listening audience. It's been great having you on the show, JR. Thank you to my songstress singer Patrice Isley. Be sure to check out football coverage at Memorial Stadium by Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Have a great weekend. Be safe and live your life like it's golden. Talk to you later, JR. Goodbye, everyone.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.